Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to a very special reaction and review. My best friend sent me the link to this. Okay, my best friend. Okay, basically this is my reaction and review to one of the new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers, which is the one my best friend sent me. Which is Kingdom Hearts 3 D23 Expo Japan 2018 Monsters Inc. trailer, English subs, and this is on CG Inferno Blast channel. And already over here on the side, there's like, oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like 7. Okay, 6 other supposed trailers here. Some of them is like extended, different time frames of them. 8 minutes 5 seconds, 6 minutes 17 seconds, 3 minutes and 48 seconds. Okay, so there's like, I don't know which ones feature the most content. So again, I'm just going to do one at a time. So let's start with this one right here, which is the first one that my best friend sent me. So let's check it out. Why is it showing at the bottom? Why is it showing all of my stuff at the bottom of the screen? I hate that. Alright. So let's go ahead and begin and see what this is. Let me double check to make sure it's still recording, because I don't want to screw anything up. Okay, we're good. Okay. Alright, so let's begin. Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh, boy, Kingdom Hearts. Yes! So, let's begin. Start the video. 3, 2, 1, click. So it represents a game currently in development. Don't assume your dreams are just fantasy if you can imagine a world. Oh wow, look at that. Marluxia. Look at that detail.
新13機関ってのにも入ってるのか。私は新13機関のマールーシャ。あえて久しぶりと言わせてもらおう。
Dude, I beat you. What are you doing back?
久しぶり？知ってる？
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't remember.
私はお前のことをよく覚えている。
Get ready to rock. Get ready, because I'm going to rock your world.
今日こそあの黒いモヤモヤをやっつけるぞ。
He's like, we had dinner at Arby's. That's how we met. Monsters Inc. Whoa! Whoa, that's... Whoa, that's... That's...
人間を見ても平気なんだね。マイクはザスキ。違うよ、ブー。俺がマイクだよ。
What? Okay. Whoa, I gotta go back and look at this.
知ってるって。マイクワゾースキーだろ。
Whoa, look at that. Oh my. Is this going like Mirror's Edge or something? The world is pretty large. Or just sections of it. Oh. Ooh, I love this background. Is this like in the Tangled world? I'm just going by the scenery. I saw Flynn! This is in the Tangled world. There's Rapunzel. Wow. Ariel? So she's a summon now. Okay. Toy Story world. The teacup. Ha! That's cool. Oh, that's gonna be freaking boss. That. Whoa. That is freaking cool. Okay, so we're going Shadow of the Colossus again. Okay. Again, I love the design for the world here. The night, like the back alleys and things like that. It's really cool. Whoa, that's cool. I'm gonna crack an egg. Oh my gosh, they brought that back. Oh my gosh, Dream brought Distance. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Roxas. No, sorry, Vanitas.
ベンテス。そんなところに隠れていたとはな。俺の心の斬新。
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Coming 2018. Wait, this year? You're serious? But I don't have a PS4. Oh, you're teasing me. Ah. Oh, great. Oh, crap. I don't even have a PS4. And as much as I would love to do a Let's Play of this, I don't even have anything that would work with my TV. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, wow, so much going on here. Alright. Okay, let's go over a couple things here. Don't assume your dreams are just fantasy. If you can imagine a world, believe... I don't think I... Okay, here we go. I paused that at the wrong time. Don't assume your dreams are just fantasy. If you can imagine a world, believe in it, and dive in. Okay, I'm wondering... I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I'm wondering if there's some sort of significance to to the letters here on screen, because... when a dive, like dive in, I'm thinking of was it Deep Dive from Dream Drop Distance? I'm wondering if there's some sort of significance, some sort of hidden meaning to these words here, because some of them, of course, are larger. Dreams, fantasy, imagine, believe, and dive. Dreams, of course, it could be referring to Dream Drop Distance, because, you know, that right there was the setup, obviously, for Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, I haven't finished playing Dream Drop Distance yet at the time of me doing this, so please don't spoil it for me. I haven't finished it yet, but I will before this comes out, I guarantee that. But, again, just going off of what I know, what I can remember, I have a terrible memory, so please don't hold me to that. Dreams, of course. Now, this could be anywhere, pretty much in Kingdom Hearts. It could be particularly Dream Drop Distance. It could also be talking about how everything that happened with Roxas and Sora and Castle Oblivion. It could be that fantasy. I'm I'm having thoughts back to Queen. I think it's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?
Is this real life or is this just fantasy? Imagine, believe, and dive. Again, I'm wondering if there's some sort of significance to this or if this is just text. But enough dwelling on that, let's move on with the rest of the trailer. Now, first off, this looks freaking boss. Give me a sec. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say right now, I am sorry that my icons are appearing on the bottom of the screen. I don't know why they do that sometimes. I honestly have no idea why they do that, so please just ignore the icons at the bottom of the screen. I apologize that those are there in these screens. I have no idea why. Sometimes they appear, sometimes they don't. But anyway, I look at this background right here. This makes me think about Deep Jungle. I know Deep Jungle will not be featured in Kingdom Hearts again, because I think after the first Kingdom Hearts, I read something about Disney lost the rights, or something about they lost the rights to be able to feature that. Deep Jungle was originally supposed to be in Chain of Memories, but they lost the rights to the story or something, so they had to cut it. So I know this isn't that world. This is a Tangled world. I'm just going to guess this is the Tangled world due to the lush greenery, the background, and things like that. I'm going to guess this is a Tangled world. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get a good screen here, but the game keeps freezing. I'm sorry. Give me a sec. Look at the detailing for Marluxia here. I have to say, I truly admire the detailing that they're going with for this game. I was always afraid, you know, I'm pretty sure that I have said this before, but one concern that I always have with gaming, and this is something I strongly believe with gaming, is that there should be a fine line between how realistic a game should be and just right, or it looking too much realistic. And I know developers oftentimes are always trying to push the envelope with what a system can do, trying to see how realistic, how much they can pull, from it, how realistic that they can make character models. And I do not believe that, because I believe that there is a limit that should be drawn, a line that should be drawn, and it should not be made to look ultra realistic. Some realism, a good detail, a good level of realism is fine, but making something look to the point, trying to force it to that it looks too realistic, I don't believe that. Especially whenever you're going with something cartoon and fantasy based. That's whenever I think there should be a line between how realistic it should be and, okay, you know what, this is as realistic as it should get. And I gotta say, this right here, Kingdom Hearts 3, this is as realistic to me as it should get. This is supposed to be fantasy. This is not supposed to be some sort of first-person shooter set in a past war or futuristic war or both wars at the same time. This isn't that. This is a fantasy. This is Kingdom Hearts. And this should not look highly realistic. And the models for the characters here do not look too realistic. There is such an improvement over the character models here between Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts 2, and this. I mean, there is a huge improvement with how the character models look. But the thing that really makes this really freaking cool is the fact that it don't look too realistic. The characters don't look like real human beings. There is still an element of cartoon. There's still an element of fantasy style in the character model, and that's something that I really hope that they stick with from here on out. I don't know how many other Kingdom Hearts titles are in the future. I hope many more, but I'm really hoping that with more consoles coming out, that they keep it on a tone, on a low level, and don't try to force ultra realism. There is a line between how realistic a cartoon character should get. I'm looking at you, Alvin and the Chipmunks, and Garfield, and Scooby-Doo. I'm looking at you, you abominations. If you want an example of how realistic a cartoon character should never get, just look at Scooby-Doo. Look at the Garfield movies. Look at every single Alvin and the Chipmunks live action and CGI film. Look at those abysmal abominations, those blights on animation history. Look at those. That's an example of what you should not do. That's an example of how to make a cartoon character into a living, breathing turd. This is good. And like I said, the animation here is just really, really, really spectacular. The thing that there's a lot of things that shine just about this scene alone. First off, I love the detailing for Marluxia's hair. It's not just solid color strands. There is actual individual strands on the ends here, which really give it a nice tone. I also love the color saturation and the shadows that they're using along his face. Um, the soft colors, the shadows, I really love what they're doing with that. And it's not just on his face. You can see in the backgrounds on the rocks, on his coat. You can see that it really does look great. And you can also see there's also a really nice shining effect in the side of his coat, giving the impression of the sun coming from that angle. And it's not overly bright, it's darker over on the side where he's turned away from the sun. And honestly, this coat really does have a nice leather look to it. It really does look great. And progressing this particular scene here, the music that you also hear at this point is the typical theme is like a typical battle theme that we've heard in Kingdom Hearts before. We've heard it before. First time I think you heard it was in, the first time that I heard this track, I think this is Night of Fate. I think this is. That's the title of the track on the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack. I believe it is Night of Fate. It was played, I think, during the battle whenever Sora first left Destiny Islands. It also played, I believe, in other battles. I think in Traverse Town as well. It's also really cool. It's really cool to hear it come back here because that tone, many of the tracks in Kingdom Hearts is pretty much staples within the franchise, and so again to hear it used again here, it's awesome, and I love it. And again, I love the detailing for this particular background here. You know, for Sora, well, for the background here, the grass, the road, everything that that Sora, Donald, and Goofy are standing on. And as the scene progresses, you'll notice another really nifty thing is you'll see like the leaves blowing in the wind. You'll see the shadows casting differently on the rocks, giving the impression of the wind blowing. You also see the grass moving. Again, it's a nice subtle detail, but I really love it. And you didn't see that in the other games. I mean, you didn't see that in the other titles, but here you actually see it, and it really adds some nice, really realistic tones and features. And it's not overly done; it's perfect. And another thing again is the detailing for Donald and Goofy and Sora as well. I mean, they're not too realistic. They're not too detailed. Again, these aren't like Alvin and the Chipmunks or Garfield or Scooby-Doo style. No, the characters still have a nice cartoonish effect to them. You know, they're CGI. They still have a nice bendy looking feel to them, especially Goofy over here. But they're not overly done. They're not overly realistic. And again, I was really afraid um, with the new console, and you know that they would try to make the characters look way too realistic, way too 3D for this title. But I would have to say, personally, with the models that you're doing, I mean, personally with the models that they're doing right now, Disney, Square, please don't try to improve on the models right now. Leave them as is. Please leave the character models as is because they're just fine as they are. They still, again, they're very much more improved. They're very much more detailed over the past, over for the other console titles, but they do not look too realistic. They still have a cartoonish essence to them. So yeah, don't tinker with that. Leave them as is. I love the animation for the background here. There's a lot going on in the background. You can see the flowers on the bushes. You can see the shadows being cast on the rocks. You can see the leaves moving, and also really like the camera pans. That was something that they did do in Kingdom Hearts before, and I really like the slow camera pans here as well. It adds a nice dramatic effect to it. It's better, honestly. It's honestly better sometimes for the camera to pan. It adds a more of a cinematic effect for the camera to actually have a pan to it than it be just stationary all the time. I mean, I've nothing wrong against a stationary camera, but it does add a nice cinematic, dramatic touch whenever you actually see the camera panning. The animation for Donald Goofy here is just fine. I mean, they still look cartoonish. They still look like your typical Disney game, you know, like a brand new Disney title. So yeah, I love the models here. Don't tinker with them. Don't try to improve. And Sora, of course, makes a mention here that he has no mention of fighting Marluxia. My gosh, I do remember fighting him in Chain of Memories. He was freaking easy, man. I mean, like he honestly was a cakewalk. The battle against Marluxia was seriously, it was more time consuming than it was difficult. Just keep blocking his attacks with your zero card until you knock him down, and then just hack and slash at him until you knock his head off. Simple. Like, honestly, he was a cakewalk. He was probably one of the easiest bosses in the whole game. I mean, like, he was one of the easiest. He definitely was the easiest member of the whole organization to fight in that title. It was just more time consuming than anything. Um, but I definitely remember fighting him. And it's interesting here, they're making references to that game. Marluxia remembers Sora because obviously Sora was in Castle Oblivion, but Naminé had to wipe all of Sora's memories of everything that happened in the castle whenever she relinked his chain of memories. And so Sora has no recollection of anything that happened. And he had no memory of Naminé, even though they wrote it in Jiminy's journal. Thank Naminé. But, I mean, Naminé told him, you won't remember me. But Naminé was Kairi's nobody. I remember you exceedingly well. we kicked your butt. Of course, you know, you're saying it awfully friendly for somebody who lost and had your plans crushed. And of course, we also see a new Heartless. We also see a new Heartless here in the Toy Story world, which is interesting. And another little detail, I mean, we have the typical Heartless insignia here, which is very nice. Honestly, I would love to get a black t-shirt with the Heartless insignia on it. I really would love to do that. I need to have that made. And then have one, or it might already exist, and then get one with the nobody emblem too, maybe like silver with the with the nobody emblem. But again, I love the features here. Also, I forgot to mention it with the last shot, but another thing, of course, is the foreground characters are the primary focus with the camera lens, and so the foreground characters have the most focus, while the background characters and the background scenery also have a nice blurred effect. It's very much realistic. I hate it sometimes whenever I've been taking pictures of my model kits or die-cast resin cars. You know, like the whole front of the car will be focused on and the back will be blurry. I hate that sometimes, but again, it's really nice that they're going with that tone here. It's really, really nice. I really like that. It does add a realistic and nice cinematic effect. And again, with this particular Heartless here, this kind of makes me think about about the Soldier Heartless with his design. But again, it's very interesting. He does look plastic. I mean, this looks like a little plastic or like a little metal style toy. And you have the nice shimmer, like the shimmer effect on the top of the collar, as well as around the lenses here, around this, like, pardon me, around the goggles or eyes. And so yeah, they did a really great job. Oh, also, and on the missiles on the back. So again, really great job with making it look like a toy. One other thing that I really have to say is I really love the Japanese audio track here. I mean, I really love the Japanese style for this, you know, the character speaking in Japanese with English subtitles. That's one thing that I really wish that they would incorporate into Kingdom Hearts 3 whenever the game does release. That is one thing that I really wish that they would incorporate, is whenever you start the game, you have the ability, you are given the option to play the game with either English voice actors or Japanese voice actors. If you choose Japanese voice actors, you know, you'll have English subtitles. But if I mean, you know, obviously, you'll have English subtitles, of course. But I really wish that they would give the option to have the Japanese voice actors. I really wish they would do that. Come on, Disney Square, please give us the option to have the Japanese voice actors, you know, and have the characters' mouths move to what they're saying in Japanese. That's something I really wish that they would do. It would be really cool to be able to play the game like that. I honestly would. I'd probably play through it the first time with the typical English voice actors, and then I'd play through it a second time with the Japanese. You know, that's definitely something that I would do. And of course, we also have the introduction of Sora in the Monsters, Inc. world. And again, we have the huge freaking building, and I was not able to get a screen of that because it progressed too far. Thank you! Anyway, we have the Monsters, Inc. building here. Was it Monstropolis? What was it that? And we get a look at Sora, Donald, and Goofy in their monster form. And I just noticed there's palm trees in the back. I like that. Where was Monstropolis set? Like, I see palm trees, I kind of think of, like, California or Florida. But, yeah. Very interesting appearance for Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Very, very interesting appearance here. Like, Goofy looks like a gummy bear that was chewed... No offense, but Goofy looks like a gummy bear that was chewed up and spit back out. Or, like, something... Okay. I'll discuss this here briefly. There's more to discuss. Okay, here's a better shot. Goofy... and even Donald. I forgot, what was that game that Markiplier played before where you could, like, create life? It started in the ocean and it could progress on land, and you could create your own character and, like, your own species, and then you could move your way up the food chain and create bigger, you know, like, evolve into a much larger species. Goofy and Donald look like something Markiplier would have created in that. That's not a bad thing, but whoa. Like, Goofy like he's rocking the old 30s headlights for eyes, man. Um, and Sora looks kind of like a fish. Like just with his hair and his teeth, he kind of looks like a fish. Donald looks like a gargoyle, sort of, like with the pointy, with the pointy horns, single eye, and the bat wings. He looks like a gargoyle. Again, I really like. I mean, Sora again really looks interesting in this style. It's interesting that they gave him red hair, and it's interesting that they kept the shirt. Like every single one of them, they kept the shirt, but they lost the pants. Just okay, all pants are off, dude. Like, okay, we're in this world, pants are off. Oh my gosh. Like we have to keep the shirt for whatever reason. I mean, obviously, you know, they're monsters. But like, just okay. Donald, he never wore pants anyway. Goofy did, and Sora's a human. He kind of has to, except for here. You know, like I gotta say it. Let's leave the junk in the trunk, and you know, let's just get rid of the pants, okay? But again, I do admire the back. I'm sorry. I do admire the background design here for the stars and things like that. That's really, really nice. And again, I do like Sora's design. I'm a little mixed with. I mean, I'm not against Goofy and Donald's appearance here. I'm just, you know, I really prefer their typical Disney appearance. But just Donald looks, and I just now noticed Donald has like these sharper edges on his bill. Yeah, I can more accept Goofy's appearance because again, Goofy really looks like something Markiplier would have made in whatever that game that was. Um, Goofy really looks like that. Donald just, yeah, maybe it's just this particular screen, but you know. And again, I also really admire the detailing for Sully here. I mean, the individual like hairs and strands in his fur. Like thinking back, if they had have used the Monsters Inc. world back in Kingdom Hearts 2, I don't know what he would have looked like, honestly. But here, there's a lot of detail in his fur, and it really looks good. It really does look good. And it's a small detail too, small and subtle, but like you see the lighting over on the sides here, brighter closer to the bulb, and dimmer as it goes down. The shading effect, again, it's nice. I like it. And again, like I said, the characters' mouths are moving to their Japanese voice actors, and obviously, whenever it releases in North America, it's going to, you know, the characters will speak with their, you know, their mouths will move with their English voice actors. Again, I really wish that both would be included on the disc, or maybe two discs. One is English, one is Japanese, because I would love to be able to hear, you know, play the game with the Japanese voice actors and their mouths moving to what they're saying in Japanese. Disney, Square, please do that. Please, I'm begging you. The attention to detail for Boo here, it's nice, but, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's detailed, but, I don't know, just for me, just the way she looks like one of those freaky little dolls that you would buy, that's supposed to be like a realistic doll for kids, for little girls, that is supposed to be like they're playing mommy, and it just kind of looks a little freaky for me. But then again, maybe that's because little kids have a tendency to be kind of freaky. Maybe that's just me. And again, Sora here. Oh, he has fur. I just now noticed that. He looks... Okay, with the striped fur, he looks kind of like something you would see... No offense, again, this is just my thoughts. He kind of looks like something you would see in a Dr. Seuss book. You know, with the stripes on his legs. Not opposed to it. It's a nice detail, but he kind of looks like the Cat in the Hat. Maybe the Cat in the Hat's cousin. The fur's a nice touch. But again, the stripes kind of looks... Is he supposed to be a cat? Like the Cat in the Hat's brother or something? I don't know. But again, I love the detail for the eyes, like the yellow and the blue. And again, the red hair is nice. But again, he kind of looks like a fish, just with the head. And this shot with the helicopter overhead, whoa. And this around the top, like, obviously this is going to be around the top of the building. I really like this. I mean, I really love this shot. I'm a sucker for nighttime scenery anyway. And this just looks gorgeous. I mean, just look at this. I mean, the detail for the night sky, the stars in the background, the lens flare with the helicopter, and the audio sound with that, and just the scaffolding design. I really love this. I mean, this is probably going to be one of my most favorite worlds, not for the story itself, but just for the layout design. This and Tangled, because I love, you know, that nature scenery. But again, just look at the size of this world. I mean, is all of this going to be explorable, or is it just going to be some of it just blocked off and then most of this is just background design, you know, like prop design? Again, it kind of makes me think about Mirror's Edge. I haven't played Mirror's Edge, but, you know, it's one of those things where you know, I've watched plenty of lists videos, and so I've seen, you know, parts of it. So yeah, this kind of makes me think about Mirror's Edge here. But again, I love the design for it, and like as you can see here, as Sora moves into the flare of the helicopter spotlight, you can see the flare on the metal bars on the top of this structure, and even on the side of Sora. So again, really nice effect. I just now noticed Sora also has a tail. And here we have a battle inside of the building itself, and there's a few things going on. We have Sully over here, and obviously, again, I noticed it before. You have 5 health. You have five characters over here in the party menu, which is very interesting. 5 characters here over in the party menu, and you know, before in Kingdom Hearts 2, the most characters you could have in your party were 3. There were moments whenever you would have a secondary party character that was out of the party, but it didn't happen that often. Here, it looks like you're actually going to have 2 additional characters. It looks like you'll be able to keep both Donald and Goofy in your party, and actually be able to keep, like, have Mike and Sully in there as well. That's going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. And I just now noticed here as well, the layout for the inside of this warehouse or this building here. And there's other enemies here that we're going to have to fight. And we see Thundaga over here with what looks like a timer counting down, and it says standing by. So I'm wondering if maybe, and it just went back up. And we also see this really nice looking robot here. I really like the design for this robot. It kind of looks like a boiler kind of style, like one of the eyes appears to be some sort of meter or gauge on it. That's very nice. And that's an attack that Sora is able to use. I just now notice Sora's color also changes for that. So I'm wondering about that. Like, his color's changing, even the menu over here has changed, and he starts out gray. I'm wondering if that, like, if this color changes based on his mood, like Sora becomes a mood ring, or if it just the color changes based upon his attack. And then we also see this particular segment here where you're hanging onto the doors. Honestly, just by looking at this is probably going to be a segment that I'm going to dread, because you're moving slowly and you have to attack these things, and obviously you can't get hit by the lightning. And I don't know if you can fall. That would suck if you could. I'm really hoping that you cannot fall here, because if you can, I am going to rage, simply put. And I notice the menu over here says take cover, so now again, also here we see these other characters here. We see Flynn and Rapunzel from Tangled. We see these other little things which look like little puff balls that you have to defeat. And again, I know this Tangled world is definitely going to be one of my most favorites, just simply because of the layout design. I mean, just look at the design for this world. The lush, beautiful greenery, the grass, the trees, just this whole thing is going to be lovely to actually explore and go through, and I'm really looking forward to going to this world just for being able to explore this. And of course, we also, again, on the menu, we have Flynn and Rapunzel over on the side as party characters, so they're both going to be able to fight. I imagine Rapunzel would probably have more attacks than just using her frying pan. But again, we also see these other broom-like Heartless, which have returned. There were several of them in Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2 and the other titles, and so we're obviously, I don't know if these are returning ones or if these are different ones, but again, it looks like we're going to, again, just the land itself looks like a Disney-fied version of Skyrim. So really, really looking forward to that, to exploring this world. And we see this nice little cave or cavern here where you can swim through. That's going to be fun. I love the water effects too, and here we see this nice scene where Sora summons Ariel. I love the water effects for this scene here. This is going to be really nice. And again, we see this nice effect with Ariel here, with the water, I'm just going to create a word, waterized version of her here. This looks nice. This is obviously going to be a summon. I'm really anticipating this to be a summon, but it really looks good. Then Sora is also able to raise a tower. Not in a sexual way. But, again, look at this. Like, this is the Rapunzel Tower, it seems to be. And again, I love the layout for this world here, and just the way that it looks. And then we're also back in the Toy Story world, and we see Sora's able to use his mallet attack that he might have borrowed from Amy Rose. The design for these balloons here, man, I mean, these look like real balloons. These honestly do look like real balloons. These look like you just reach in there and just pop them. I mean, the shimmer effect on them looks really good, and it really does make them look like real balloons. And it kind of makes me want to play with balloons right now, or like jump into a ball pit. And then we have the teacups, and you know, I'm just going to say, I don't know if this is a direct reference. I mean, we have Sora, Donald, and Goofy in these teacups. I'm just going to say this could be Mad Teacups, the Mad Hatter ride, of course. I thought it was the Mad Hatter, but it says here Mad Teacups. That is freaking cool. That is freaking awesome. Cup slide. So yeah, this is like the Mad Hatter teacup ride. That is freaking cool that they're putting things, you know, reference to parks and things like that in there. That's freaking cool. And then we see this other scene, of course, right here, where we see what looks like some sort of toy mat or toy board that Sora is on, and you see these little toy cars right here, which look like the little wooden cars. And we see this building, and you know, these rockets coming to Sora. We see this building coming flying that he can target, and then they hop on a rocket and blast off. And I'm really surprised they didn't do it here, but to infinity and beyond. But just I love the layout for this toy mat that they're on. You know, it looks honestly like one of those foam toy mats that you would be able to that you would actually be able to play on. And this looks really, really cool. And the overall size of this is also pretty big, too. And you have this giant Heartless, I'm assuming, that is standing there that you're able to actually defeat. Yeah, it's a Heartless. And again, I love the layout. Let me just look at this. It is foam. It is foam because you can see the connections down the road here. I couldn't see them before, but yeah, this is like those little foam roads, you know, that you can put together. And this looks freaking cool. This looks honestly freaking cool. This is going to be super awesome to play on, or well, to fight on. But again, I love the design for this Heartless here. And again, like I said, we're going pretty much Shadow or Sora of the Colossus here, or Kingdom Hearts of the Colossus. That looks cool, and that's again, in a sense, I mean this. I see the clouds and everything above, so I'm not really sure what this is on. But again, this I won't know until I get this part. And then we see another segment here where it's nighttime and Sora has to attack this thing again. It's dark, and we see the cat over here on the side, and that looks like one of those things from, is that Kirby? Is that Kirby on the lower bottom, that pink thing? Is that Kirby? And again, you have to, I have no idea how long this boss battle is going to be. I do not see a health meter for this enemy. Oh wait, yeah I do. Sorry, I just now noticed. Sorry, I just now noticed up at the top. There's like a little back icon and a time and a clock icon that kind of blocked it. So yeah, I do see it now. But yeah, I'm wondering like how many HP bars does this guy have, and how long will it take you to defeat him? And again, we're back in Monstropolis here, and again, I love the effect for the lights, for the street lights here. That looks really cool. And it looks like you can grab hold. It looked like you could grab hold of this post, light post, and swing yourself around similar to Dream Drop Distance. So that's cool. We see some other familiar Heartless returning. And it's also cool, like that Sora has yo-yos. That's an attack. That's awesome. That's awesome. That he has yo-yos. Twin yo-yos. That's cool. Scream Strike. And another thing I just noticed is Laugh Power up at the upper corner. And I gotta say this right now. I dislike segments in games personally whenever you have to try to keep a meter up for a certain period of time. Not fond of that segment. I'm not saying that's going to, you know, make me not get this game. No, I'm still going to get it. But this segment here, for however long that you have to keep Boo's laugh meter up, I'm probably going to be like, yo, screw it. You know, just screw you. I'm not doing it unless I have to. Like, how many people remember Tricky from Star Fox Adventures? You know, you had to feed him, and if you wouldn't feed him, he would be walking around all the time, I'm hungry. Honestly, I let the little twerp starve. I did. Like, I did not feed him unless I needed him to dig something up. Otherwise, I just let him go. I did, no joke. But again, we also see the soldiers come back, and there are some of my favorite Heartless. The Shadows are my favorite. The soldiers, Darkseid, freaking boss. But yeah, this looks like it's going to be interesting as well. And the large bodies, that's cool. The large bodies have returned, and we also see this awesome looking attack with this thing. And then Sora picks Mike up and is pretty much going to be like, yo, it's time to break some eggs. And he uses him as a bowling ball. Just now notice that. That's cool. And we see the large bodies, we see the soldiers, and Mike is like a bowling ball, which is cool. That's awesome. And then we see, I wonder if I can get a good screen of that. And then we see one of these little, you know, one of the most popular, or one of the most used of these little creatures from Dream Drop Distance return. That's freaking cool that they brought that back. That is awesome. I love that they brought it back. My favorite was the cat. Honestly, my favorite one was the cat. But yeah, this one, like this little bear thing or little dog-like thing, that was cool. But yeah, I like the cat one myself. That was my favorite. But again, it's really cool that they're bringing this thing back. That's really awesome. And then we see this guy, whom I honestly thought was one of the guys from Daft Punk. I thought, hey, what's, you know, I didn't think it, like, I saw the mask, I did, and I thought, wait, I've seen that before, and just now hit me, Daft Punk! Like, what's Daft Punk doing here? And I need the half of me that sleeps on the inside of your heart, on the inside of your heart, that sleeps inside of your heart, I don't know. Sora calls him Vanitas, and he's like, Ventus, what a strange place to slither off to. And again, he's wearing the, like, honestly, you paint that thing gold, that's going to be the Daft, like, you paint that thing gold, that's going to be the Daft Punk mask, man. I mean, I'm telling you. Like, this dude's like a Daft Punk wannabe. And he tries to reach out to him, and we get a really good look at how Sora is either part cat, he's got, like, the cat face, or he's, like, a cross between a cat and the Cat in the Hat. But, Sora, like, hits his hand, like, no! Do not touch me! Like, Sora, like, whoosh! No! Dude, no touchy. No touchy. Like, Sora pulls a Cusco here.
Whoa, no touchy. No touchy.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3, which is going to be freaking awesome! And coming 2018. Xbox One, PS4, Disney and Square. And again, I don't have a PS4. But again, it's February right now. I can kind of see this coming out around December, you know, for Christmas. Might not be. I don't know the release date, but again, that's me giving an analysis on this right here with what I've seen so far. There are other trailers, of course. There are other trailers, I know. So, again, like I said, I had other people sending me 2 different trailers. So far, I've had 3 different people, my best friend and 2 other people, link me 3 different trailers. So, I will check out the other 2 later, because I've already been going for 50 minutes with my timer on this one right here. But again, I'm really excited for this. This really looks freaking awesome. It really does look freaking boss. I love the design for it. The character models look great. They don't look too overly saturated. They don't look too realistic. I love the colors. I love the tones, the saturation, the shadows that they're going with. I love the movement with the camera, the cinematic effect. I love how they are bringing back the sort of reaction commands, allowing you to be able to attack enemies with that. That's also cool. And, the little references to Dream Drop Distance and even, Disney park rides, that's awesome. Um, and it's interesting to be able to see the Monsters Inc. world, because ever since Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, and even probably before that, people have been wondering, hey, are we going to see some Pixar worlds in Kingdom Hearts? And at the time, I didn't know what they were going to do with that. I imagined it, that they would probably only stick with just plain Disney properties. But it's interesting that they're actually going to feature some Pixar worlds in here. I don't know how that's going to work in the future. I mean, there are plenty of other Pixar films that they could go with, um, like Cars, Finding Nemo, um, but I'm wondering, what they could do with that. But but it's, obviously Toy Story is one of the most notorious, is one of the most famous of the Disney Pixar films. Monsters Inc., I guess, is pretty popular. It's certainly not as notorious as well known. Well, sorry, it is really well known, but I don't think it's as popular as Toy Story. Um, but it's really interesting to be able to see what they're doing with this, and I'm wondering if they're also getting the original cast, who did Monsters Inc. before, like Billy Crystal and John Goodman, I think it was, to voice Mike and Sully. I'm wondering if they're going to get them to, to voice the English, characters again. That'll be cool. And obviously Tim Allen and to yeah, Tim Allen as well, and Tom Hanks, to voice Buzz and Woody. That I hope that they will return. And of course, Slinky Dog was originally voiced by uh, well, I can't was voiced by Ernest. Sorry, Jim Varney. Sorry, Jim Varney. And he's not around, so. But again, I'm wondering how many of the original voice actors that voiced the character in the films will be able to return to voice the characters here. I'm wondering about that. But again, really interesting to be able to see that, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really loving the layout for the worlds, for the world design, the layout design for the worlds, and just how they look, especially that of the Tangled world. And I'm really curious. I'm really curious as to what is going to be the main hub world in this, in Kingdom Hearts 3, because every single title had a main hub world. In Kingdom Hearts, it was Traverse Town. In Kingdom Hearts 2, it was it was Radiant Garden, formerly Hollow Bastion. So I'm wondering what will be the main hub world, and it was also kind of a bit of Twilight Town as well. But I'm kind of curious as to what will be the main hub world in this world. It'll have to be an original world, because I'm thinking it, in the past two worlds, it was an original world, not exclusive to a Disney film. So I'm thinking in this one, there's got to be a main hub world too, and I'm really curious as to what it looks like and how beautiful it will look. But I'm also curious, as to what, there's a few other things that I'm wondering, and I know some other people are wondering, and I'm just going to go ahead and voice, I know some other things that people are wondering. Number one, will there be any Mickey and Minnie cuteness in this? Like, seriously, come on, give us some. I had to wait all the way through Kingdom Hearts 2, all the way to the end of Kingdom Hearts 2 to get just a bit of mousy cuteness. And even then, it was not enough for all the torture that I had to go through. It was not enough. That's why I had to read fan fictions after that. So, come on, Disney, please, give us some mousy goodness in this, please. And I know Donald and Daisy fans, Duck fans are going to want some ducky cuteness too, so come on, please put some of that. And I know others are going to be like, yo, is Sora and Kairi going to kiss in this? I don't know about that. But, I know there's fans of that ship out there, so come on, give us something. So, please give us something. We mice shippers, we want some mousy cuteness. The duck shippers, they want some ducky cuteness. And the human shippers, they want some humany cuteness. I guess that's what you might say. Anyway, you know what I mean. So yeah, we shippers, we want a little fan service tossed our way, okay? You know, we can't help it. But again, I really love the way this looks so far. It really looks awesome. And like I said, I don't have a PS4 right now. I don't know whenever the game is coming out. I know I need to get a PS4, which is kind of bad right now. I didn't expect this game to come out till like 2019, 2020 or something, you know. I still think 2018 is a little early, especially considering like $400, $300 for a new PS4, and then this game whenever it comes out, and then even then, I don't have anything to record the gameplay footage. I'd love to do a Let's Play, but I don't have anything to record the gameplay footage. I bought an Elgato once before to try to hook up to my TV, but it did not pick it up. It showed the footage on my laptop, but it did not on the computer. It did not on my TV, and it did not show it. And it turns out, I think that Elgato required 1080p. My TV don't support that. The highest it goes is 720i. Like, it doesn't even support 720p. The highest it goes is 720i. But it's still a good TV. Like, why would I get rid of my TV whenever it's still good and get something that does support 1080p? Whenever it's still good. I don't want to have to buy a new TV right now, too. So there's got to be something out there that does record with a 720i, not 720p, but a 720i 32-inch TV. So there's got to be something that will record easy. So if you know of something like that, if you've got something, please tell me. Please let me know in the comments, because I want to do a Let's Play of this game. I really do. I want to do a Let's Play of this game, so whenever it comes out, I want to do a Let's Play of this. But I need something that will support my TV and will support a PS4. So, like I said, not an Elgato, there's got to be something else. An HD capture, something that, or a low HD capture, something that, you know, something. So again, there's something out there that will work, please let me know. And also, like I said, I'm really looking forward to this game. Like, it has been a long time. Oh my gosh, Kingdom Hearts 3. People have been anticipating this ever since the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, whenever you unlocked the secret trailer and you saw those 3 armored people. People thought that meant Kingdom Hearts 3, but it wasn't. But ever since Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, people have been, you know, anticipating Kingdom Hearts 3, and now it just seems surreal. The concept that it might actually finally be here, it just seems surreal. It doesn't seem possible, you know. But again, yeah, this looks really awesome, and I'd be probably freaking out a bit more if I had seen some more with Mickey, maybe some with Minnie in this. I know there are other trailers that shows Mickey, and I have not seen anything with Minnie yet. Come on, give me something. But again, yeah, this really does look cool. So again, to my best friend, thank you so much for sending me the link to this. I really, really appreciate it. You are the best. I hope you and everybody else enjoyed my reaction and review of this as well. I apologize if I missed anything. Please point it out if I did. I tried to glance over everything that I saw. I apologize if I missed some things, because I'm completely stupid. But again, really looking forward to this. Disney Square, really looking forward to this. And again, my only other thing that I have to say, please don't try to improve the character models. They look fine. And also, please, make more Kingdom Hearts titles. I mean, don't let this be the finale, you know. I know there's always fan fiction, but still, you know, nothing like playing a game. There's nothing like writing fan fiction either, but still, you know, I mean, but still, you know, I really hope this isn't the end. This might be the final chapter in this book, but I hope there's another book, and another book, and another book that comes out again with more chapters. So, but again, thank you to my best friend for sending me the link to this. Also, Disney Square, thank you guys again. Really looking forward to this game. Really looking forward to it. I'm really excited for what this game does, and I know I'm going to be just oogling the landscape design. And again, also, to everybody else for watching, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys again for joining me, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.